Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Love for Srimad Bhagavatam prayers. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Shuhatsatam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm seeking blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas and my Guru and Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, to speak something for my own purification. So we're reading from Canto 3, text, chapter 21, text 36, right? But yeah, 36, 37, yeah. And maybe 35 as well. Yeah. Text 35. Atha samprasthite sukshukle kardamo bhagavan rishihi aste sma bindu sarasi tam kalam pratipalayan. Word by word. Atha, then, samprasthite sukle, when the Lord had gone, Kardama Muni, Bhagavan, the greatly powerful, Rishi, sage, Astesma, stayed, Bindu Sarasi, on the bank of Lake Bindu Sarovara, Tam, that, Kalam, time, Pratipalayan, awaiting. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Then, after the departure of the Lord, the worshipful sage Gardama stayed on the bank of Bindu Sarovara, awaiting the time of which the Lord had spoken. Text 36. Manuhu styandanam asthaya sata shatakam kumbha parichadam aropya swam duhitaram sabharya paryatan mahim. Translation. Swayambhuva Manu, with his wife, mounted his chariot, which was decorated with golden ornaments. Placing his daughter on it with them, he began traveling all over the earth. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Emperor Manu, as the great ruler of the world, could have engaged an agent to find a suitable husband for his daughter, but because he loved her just as a father should, he himself left his state on a golden chariot with only his wife to find her a suitable husband. Text 37. Tasmin sudhavan ahani Bhagavan yat samadishat upayad ashrama padam munihi shantavratsya tat. Translation: O Vidura, they reached the hermitage of the sage who had just completed his vows of austerity on the very day foretold by the Lord. Text 38 and 39. Yasmin bhagavato netran nyaptan ashru bindavaha kripaya samparitasya prapanne arpitya bhrisham tadve bindu saro nama sarvasharasvatya pariplutam punyam shivamrita jalam maharshi gana sevitam. Translation: the holy lake Bindu Sarovar, flooded by the waters of the river Saraswati, was resorted to by hosts of eminent sages. Its holy water was not only auspicious but as sweet as nectar. It was called Bindu Sarovara because drops of tears had fallen there from the eyes of the Lord, who was overwhelmed by extreme compassion for the sage who had sought his protection. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kardama underwent austerities to gain the causeless mercy of the Lord. And when the Lord arrived there, he was so compassionate that in pleasure he shed tears, which became Bindu Sarovara. Bindu Sarovara therefore is worshipped by great sages and learned scholars, because according to the philosophy of the absolute truth, the Lord and the tears from his eyes are not different. Just as drops of perspiration which fell from the toe of the Lord became the sacred Ganges, so teardrops from the transcendental eyes of the Lord became Bindu Sarovara. Both are transcendental entities and are worshipped by great sages and scholars. The water of Bindu Sarovara is described here as Sivamrita Jala. Shiva means curing. Anyone who drinks the water of Bindu Sarovara is cured of all material diseases. Similarly, anyone who takes his bath in the Ganges also is relieved of all material diseases. These claims are accepted by great scholars and authorities and are still being acted upon even in this fallen age of Kali. So, really nice section we're reading. We're seeing after the Lord had come and spoken to Kardama Muni and fulfilling his desire, Kardama Muni's to have a suitable wife. Krishna had given, or Lord had come and given his blessings and also foretold him that what will happen next. And we're seeing that after the Lord had departed, Swayambhuva Manu, and he himself is coming. He is, as Kardama Muni is waiting by the bank of Bindu Sarovara, Swayambhuva Muni, along with his wife and daughter, he travels and arrives at the hermitage of Kardama Muni. And then in this next few verses, we're seeing the description of Bindu Sarovara and how it was formed. So in the purport, Prabhupada is telling us that it was, it's formed by the Lord's tears. The Lord was overwhelmed by extreme compassion for the surrendered sage Kardama. And then it was filled with the water of Saraswati, and it's really, it is very auspicious and pure. So, I remember we had gone to Bindu Sarovara. Maharaj had taken us on during yatra when we went to Dwarka, and It's a nice temple there with the, Mother Devahiti, and then describing this pastime. So I was kind of thinking about that. But a couple of points that were really striking for me is this extreme compassion of the Lord, that he is his this foremost quality, his most enduring quality of this being Bhakta Vatsalya is so prominent in all his dealings with his devotees, that he has tears, like, just if we think about it, and kind of take this point that how Krishna is a person, and with all these qualities, when we hear it in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can really see that Krishna has so much feelings, emotions, and then who would have that, right? If, as the impersonalists say, that Krishna is formless. When we hear these qualities of Krishna, we can see that no, he is a person, and he feels our pain. And in many, many different ways, he's always trying to invite living entities back. He's always um, finding ways to bring us back. He has given us, in this age of degraded age of Kali Yuga, he has come in the form of his holy name, making it so simple for people, as we hear in Bhagavatam, that, people in Kali Yuga don't have time, they're lazy, they're unfortunate, even if somebody's trying, they're misleaded. But, Krishna makes it so easy that, just chant my holy name. That is all one needs to do. And even I was remembering in Bhagavad Gita, right? Like he gives this in chapter 12, where it's describing devotional service, where he says that when Arjuna had asked about in the beginning of the chapter, that so which one is better, like to fix or to worship the impersonal Brahman, or devotional service, those who are perfect, which one, he's asking this question. And Krishna answers that both are okay, but this impersonal, if somebody follows that one is very difficult for a person to follow. But if somebody follows devotional service, then he delivers them quickly. And then even in that, he gives us, like, it's not like he says just surrender unto me and like that's it, like, one. He gives you many options. He said, okay, well, fix your mind, engage your intelligence, and if you can't do that, then just try to work for me, right? Like, just work for me, and offer the results to me. And I've said, if you're not even, able to do in that consciousness, then just engage yourself in cultivation of knowledge. Try to, uh, learn about me. So, even he said, if you can't do that, then, just hear about me. So, many, many ways he tries to um, tell us that, if not this, at least do this. If not this, do at least do this. And then that way you can come to me in different ways. Krishna is always giving us options, having us exercise our free will choice to go to him. And even at the end of Bhagavad Gita, after he had spoken everything to Arjuna, he even gives him an option. Like, after giving so much knowledge, sometimes we'll say, well, I've told you, so, you got it. Like, come on, you got to follow, do as I'm telling you. But no, even to Arjuna, after giving this, he tells them, now that I've explained everything to you, you do as you you like, or as you think is fit. So that's one point that I was really focusing or meditating on, that Krishna is so kind. We hear in the beginning of my Krishna consciousness, I had heard this, and then it had really kind of made a deep impact in my heart, that if we take one step towards Krishna, he takes 10 steps towards us. And just hearing that, right, like we wonder that, is that really true? But as we can see, and if we really kind of see Krishna's hand in everything that's happening in our life, we can see that, yes, I just do very tiny bit, but Krishna's reciprocation is so much greater than what I'm able to give to him. And what can we, ultimately give to Krishna? He has everything. What does he need from us? But yet, any simple act we do with love and devotion, he accepts. And then, and the second point is about this descent of the Ganges, because that also is Krishna's mercy, that River Ganges have descended to this earthly realm to purify us. Another way his compassion is shown, that Mother Ganges has come to earth. So this descent of Ganges is very interesting and very how do you call it, mm, quite long and quite sometimes confusing to understand, because it happens over the uh, course of um, many descendants of Bhagirath before that, how it all happens. So I just want to read a little bit about descent of the Ganges that is described in there are few places that is described in Bhagavatam. There is a little bit of description in Canto 5, and there is some in chapter or in Canto 9. So I'm just going to read this first text of Canto 5, chapter 17, text 1, where it says, Sukadeva Goswami said, My dear king, Lord Vishnu, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, appeared as Vamana Dev in the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj. Then he extended his left foot to the end of the universe and pierced a hole in its covering with the nail of his big toe. Through the hole, the pure water of the causal ocean entered this universe as the Ganges River. Having washed the lotus feet of the Lord, which are covered with the reddish powder, the water of the Ganges acquired a very beautiful pink color. Every living being can immediately purify his mind of material contamination by touching the transcendental water of the Ganges, yet its waters remain ever pure. Because the Ganges directly touches the lotus feet of the Lord before descending within this universe, she is known as Vishnupadi. Later, she received other names like Jahnavi and Bhagirathi. After 1,000 millenniums, the water of the Ganges descended on Dhruvaloka, the topmost planet in this universe. Therefore, all learned sages and scholars proclaim Dhruvaloka to be Vishnupada, situated on Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. So in the purport, what was I was finding it a little bit confusing. Not confusing, but I was wondering why Prabhupada has written this word perspiration. It came from the perspiration of the Lord. So I was feeling a little bit perplexed. And I asked Vamsari Prabhu, I said, what is this? Why is it Prabhupada is saying just as the drops of perspiration, which fell from the toe of the Lord, became the sacred Ganges? So, anybody wants to take a guess why? You probably all know. I couldn't put two and two together. Would anybody like to take a guess why Prabhupada is saying just as drops of perspiration, right? Because we hear this is from it pierced and then the water came from causal ocean. So what Prabhupada, yes, you probably all knowing, but why it's saying just as drops of perspiration is what Vamsai Prabhu explained is that this, as we read in this, that Mother Ganges, it descended from the water of the causal ocean. And then he said, what is causal ocean? Made, what is causal ocean? That is the perspiration of the Lord, right? The half of it's the Garbhodak ocean is filled with the perspiration of the Lord. So that's why Prabhupada here in the purport is saying just as drops of perspiration which fell from the toe of the Lord. So I was just wondering, like, how Prabhupada in his purport, writes things in mysterious ways. Like, it helps us to exercise our intelligence or, think about it a little bit. What is Prabhupada really trying to say? And, and like pretty much every, um, sometimes when I read the purports, I always try to meditate, like, what is Prabhupada is really trying to say? What is his message? Because his messages are really deep. Sometimes we can just take like one purport, even one sentence, and keep going deeper and deeper as we hear this Vedic knowledge. This Bhagavatam is unlimited. So yeah, the one thing that as I was reading the purport that was coming to me, and then also recently we had gone on this Char Dham Yatra, where we were fortunate enough to go to the temple, Gangotri, where Mother Ganges or temple is, and just really, really wonderful experience. Really, very surcharged atmosphere. You can really see the power that's in all these holy places. So, yeah, I was just recounting our experiences going to Haridwar and Rishikesh and Chardham. So that's all I would like to share for today, just in giving in lieu of time. We'll leave some time for any discussion or any sharings. So, yeah, thank you, devotees. If you have anything to add to this or any corrections, anything, please let me know. Yeah, and if nothing else is there, that is okay as well. So then we will end here for today. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.